So, I've got some pretty cool stuff to talk to you about today. Sort of like a Q&A, loads of questions that I just get asked in like every single comment section. So I thought I'd answer some of those today, alongside some Armored Warfare gameplay. The developers contacted me and asked if I wanted to check out the game, so yeah, this is a sponsored video, but they have given me something to give away to you guys. Head down into the description, you'll find a link to the giveaway site. I'll make it nice and clear for you. And you could win 500,000 credits, 7 days of premium time, 1,000 gold, and a BF Zalo Merc for this game. Full disclosure, as always with my sponsorships, they do want people to play the game, which is why they sponsored this video. Exposes the game to my audience, which is you guys, so if you want, click the other link in the description and sign yourself up for an account if you fancy playing the game. So, on with the Q&A. I wanted to start with probably what has become the most common question in the comments over the last few weeks. What's the name of the intro music? Most of the time, I drop the link or the title to it in the description, and I've put an overlay on the screen so you can see whereabouts that would be. If I haven't, it's because I forgot. Just like most of the time, I forget to add overlays to the outro so that you can click thumbnails and watch more of my videos if you want to. I am an extremely forgetful person, so if I haven't listed it in the description, there are usually a few smart people in the comments that already know the name of it, because I cycle these tracks round from time to time. You'll hear the same one maybe 10 videos into the future, or they might have heard it somewhere else, so check the comments, and if there's no one there who's answered, then leave your own comment and I'll likely come along and answer it for you. A video that I did recently had a record number of people asking what the track was called, and stupidly I didn't put it in the description, so I had to reply to maybe 50 comments saying the title of the track, and most of you said thank you, but I really should make sure I just put the title in the description because it's just so much easier. The next question. Westie, do you do YouTube as a job? Well, the answer's a little bit more complicated than what you might think, and in the spirit of being open and honest, I'll do my best to explain it for you. Yes, YouTube is my job, and no, YouTube isn't my job. My YouTube channel is now my second job, or rather, the job I created for myself to run the channel. I'm self-employed in that aspect. I also have another full-time job, 37.5 hours a week, 5 days a week, and for various reasons I can't tell you what that is, but that job mainly pays for me to live my life. That pays for rent on my flat, that pays the bills, that pays for food to put in the fridge and the freezer, and all the other stuff that life throws at you. So basically I have 2 jobs and 2 incomes because of that. The reason YouTube isn't currently my job is because the revenue that I earn through people watching my videos, all you people out there, isn't high enough for me to live on right now. When you look at my channel, 148,000 subscribers, something like that, and roughly 1.5 million views a month, a lot of people assume that that must be raking it in. But that's not true. The price adverts pay on YouTube has been in steady decline over the last few years, which means really fully to support yourself on YouTube, you need to be pulling in about 3 million views a month, which is roughly double what I'm getting right now. I do sponsored work from time to time. This video right here is a great example of that, and that really helps me boost my income through my own business, which mainly over the last 2 years has been a big reinvestment back into my own life. I pay for the deposit and advance rent on my flat solely through money that I'd earned through YouTube, which is a really cool thing. Something I really enjoy, gave me enough stability to move my life into its own place. And in the future, and I'm hoping in the next 12 months, that YouTube will become my full-time job, and I'll be free to do what I want to do in my own life. But right now, it's running as a second job. I hope that gives you some understanding as to why I don't do daily videos, and why I really can't do any more than what I'm doing right now. Next, Westie, how's the weight loss going? Well, I am actually very glad that you asked. It's going really well actually, and without sounding too sort of big-headed about it, I think I've done really well with it. I'm really glad that I did it and I got on with it and decided to change my lifestyle. I'm still working to reduce my weight further. I'm still a long way off my target, but when I started, January 1st, I weighed in at 15 stone 8 pounds, which is roughly 100 kilos or 218 pounds total, which is fairly overweight for a person of my size. I'm 5'10", 5'9", depending on what shoes I'm wearing, which is about 177 centimeters. And now, as of February the 11th, which is when I'm recording this audio, I weigh 14 stone and 4 pounds, which is roughly 90 kilos or 200 pounds total. I've just dieted really, really hard. I cut out all of the excess sugar, all of the carbohydrates and the fat, and a lot of the loose fat on my body that I was storing on top has just fallen away from me, which I'm really, really happy about. I just eat little and often throughout the day, making sure I eat lots of fruit and vegetables, have a few snacks in there, but your body's always working then, which means it's always working to burn off the fat that you're not giving it. My optimal weight should be about 13 stone 6 pounds, so I've still got a little way to go, and for me to get to that point, my weight's kind of stabilized, so I think I need to exercise in order to get rid of all the fat that my body doesn't really want to let go. But I've come across a few problems. I mentioned that in the last time I spoke about my weight that I had some problems with my right knee. I've still got problems with my right knee, and it hurts quite a lot from time to time. Like, I went to London the other day with my girlfriend Jess, and we done a lot of walking. Like, seriously, we walked everywhere. We didn't even use, like, the underground trains or anything like that. And by the end of the day, my leg was in quite a lot of pain. So I've booked an appointment to go and see the doctor. I think I've done some damage to my knee, but hopefully that shouldn't stop me slowly now losing the rest of my weight by continuing to just eat healthily. I'll be honest, though, all you guys were so supportive in the previous video where I spoke about my weight. I'll link that down below if you want to go and watch it again or you didn't get to see it. But so many positive comments in there, and that really gave me like a sense that I can actually do this. There are a lot of people out there that might be in the same position, and there were loads of you in the comments were saying that you might have let yourself go a little bit, or some of you were saying that you're really underweight and that's causing you some problems. You were trying to put on weight. So everybody had a little bit of a story to tell, and it kind of made me feel like I wasn't alone and gave me the strength to go and do what I've done so far. So if it wasn't really without you, I don't think I would have done this as hard as I have. I've still got a long way to go, but thank you to all of you that said such nice things about me in that video. Honestly, I didn't expect the response that I got. I didn't even expect the video to do as well as it did, but there were so many comments, and they were all so positive, so thank you so much. Next question. Westie, what software and hardware do you use to make your videos? And I think this one is really relevant because there are still a lot of people out there who might have a small YouTube channel that are trying to kickstart it but don't know what tools to use. So I'll start with the hardware because I've just finished updating my PC and I'm really proud of it. There's a picture of the PC in the top right hand corner, but it's running an Intel i7 5820K CPU, which is a 6-core processor. Absolute powerhouse, I must say. Really great for running multiple applications at once, so you can play games, record, have your editing software running in the background. I've managed to get it to run Photoshop, After Effects, so many different programs, and it just doesn't break a sweat. That sits on top of an Asus X99A motherboard, and it's backed up by 32GB of Corsair RAM. Now, you might think that 32GB is a bit overkill for a PC, and for everyday use, I would agree with you. But when I make videos, I have to render a lot of different things to fit the whole video together. So, for example, I have to render the outro when I want to change the thumbnails that are on it. My old PC only had 8GB of RAM, which meant when rendering, the program maxed out my RAM usage within a few seconds and almost bottlenecked the render. It used to take like 20 minutes to render an outro. Now, the same program can use up to 32GB of RAM, and the other day it used 26GB to render the file, and it only took 4 minutes. So a combination of that RAM, CPU, and motherboard has done me wonders. It saved me so much time. My graphics card is an NVIDIA 980 Ti, which is pretty much the best card that you can get right now, other than the Titan X, but for me that's just way out of my price range. My microphone is a Blue Yeti Blackout Edition, and beyond that, My games and operating system run on a couple of SSDs, and it's backed up by a 3 terabyte recording drive. In terms of software, I use Sony Vegas Pro to render out all of my videos and edit them. That's where all my gameplay goes in, all the audio and everything else. I do all of that editing in Sony Vegas. I use Adobe After Effects to create and render outros, special effects and other things. I use Adobe Photoshop to create my thumbnails, and I use Audacity to record my audio. Final question, which is 2 questions together. Westie, will you ever do a face reveal, and will you ever do a setup/house tour? Because that seems to be popular with YouTubers and I get asked it all of the time. Well, the answer is kind of and yes. The face reveal will likely be whenever I decide to, which may never happen because, well, I don't really know if I want to put my face on the internet as much as I already do. If you want to see what I look like, there are links to my social media pages in the description. So there's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter there. So if you want to see what I look like from time to time, I do put pictures of myself up there. I'm not like, you know, vain or anything. It's just pictures of me doing stuff, but whatever. And I will record a house tour / setup video in the future. It's just that the flat that I live in right now is really untidy. I've got boxes everywhere, and I'd like to make sure it's all sorted before I go and record anything for you. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to ask me any more questions, then feel free to do so down below in the comments. I'll try and answer them down there, or maybe I'll pick some of the best ones and do a follow-up in the future. Massive thank you to the developers Obsidian Entertainment for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out the giveaway in the description, and if you want to sign up and play Armored Warfare, then there's a link in the description as well. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. My name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.